Alright. We are jumping into the finals from Tuesday night locals at my local shop. We have Lim Vegapunk. Both players here are really good and quite good at these decks. The Lim player specifically, almost top cut Louisiana. Unfortunately ran into some green purple Luffy and had some issues there, but that doesn't make him any worse of a player. So Vegapunk has turn 1 here, and that's going to make this a lot harder for Lim, because it gives Vegapunk the chance to answer Lim's 1-drops if it is not the 1-drop Lim that restands itself. Hopefully Lim gets that, or at least Lim is hoping they get that, but I also really personally prefer turn 2 on Vegapunk. I think you can do a lot more, except for your 1-don turn is a little awkward. Gonna go ahead and play out the Scratch Man, which unfortunately isn't gonna restand itself, and we're really leaving ourselves in a vulnerable position with the Scratch Man, because the Luffy here could swing at it, it could activate its effect and KO it, or even the Nami could come out of the hand from Vegapunk. I don't think that's the right answer. I think holding that Nami, it's gonna be that 5 cost answer, which is what Lim's deck is built out of, is going to be better. But we're going to go ahead and use Vegapunk effect, play out the Nami. Again, like I said, I think holding this Nami would be a lot better. We do draw the Rayquaza, really good draw here, and then we're going to go 7 at leader with the Luffy. Go ahead and take that. Pretty reasonable take, easy take, and we're going to go to Lim's forward on turn. Probably going to go 6 and then leader effect, if I had to guess. It depends on what we're going to leader effect. We're going to go 6 at the Luffy, not at life, so we can starve out Vegapunk here and make sure we can close out the game pretty swiftly and not give Vegapunk a lot of value on all of the triggers that he has. Vegapunk is going to look to counter this, going to give another Frankie. We do have a 2K encounter with Frankie Edison, and then we're going to leader effect out the 5-drop Dofi. A really incredible card. We're quite happy to see that. But it doesn't get a restand because we don't have our 1-drop here, which is going to be really impactful because this Luffy is going to swing 10 at Doflamingo. And Lim is going to have to decide whether or not they want to keep it or counter out. And it looks like they're going to give the counter. That's 2 2Ks and a 1K for a total of 5K encounter, and that's going to be a lot of counter out of their hand. We are going to then leader effect to play out the Vegapunk. What are our targets? We are going to whiff on targets. No scientists there. It's not the worst, but we are going to have to trash a card in hand, so we would really have liked to see the target, obviously. But passing the turn over, kind of what I was talking about though. If we had held that Nami and swung or even used that Luffy's effect to KO the Scratchman, we would be in a lot better position because the Nami would have cleared this Doflamingo and this Doflamingo would not be on board. It's not a huge deal because Lim is already behind, but it would have put our Vegapunk player in an even better position than they are now. We're going to go 6 at Luffy. It looks like we're probably going to give this up. I don't see a lot of reasons to counter that because we're just going to be able to really easily answer it with the leader swing next, and they're probably not going at life. Oh, but we do go at life here. We're going to take and trigger out Shaka. This is kind of why we don't like to swing at Vegapunk. They're just going to hit tons of triggers, but a really good answer here with this Sakazuki. Holding up 6 Dawn to play out the Sakazuki, clear the trigger, and even if it wasn't a trigger, we could have cleared the Nami or the Vegapunk. I really enjoy this play. My personal Lim list when I was running Lim was only on 3 of the Sakazuki, but into a Vegapunk deck, it's a really powerful card. We're going to go 6 at leader to not give the free block from Dofi, and pay 5 for the Sanji. One of the only cards we can't leader effect out in this deck, but a really good filter and a really good blocker. Going to pitch a 2K. We do have a 2K in hand, so potentially going to run into some problems with counter later, but nothing too bad. Checking the trash, a couple of 2Ks in trash. That Shaka that we hit with Sakazuki. Not too many horrible things to see. No Vegapunk in trash for that Rayquaza, but the Vegapunk on board means that we can block, take, and get that Rayquaza value. Lim is looking at what they're going to do. It's a little hard to see their hand, so I'm not sure what they're going to do, but they're going to go ahead and play out this 3-drop Lim here in search top 5. Can't see the search again because their hand is being held in a little awkward position for our camera angle, but let's see what they go ahead and grab. They are going to grab the 1-drop Lim. A little late to be seeing that. Potentially no good targets on that search. I don't think this is what we need to be doing right now, but I'm going to trust the Lim player here. I think he really knows what he's doing on this deck. Let's see what we're going to do. Potentially swing 6 into that Nami. Try to clear that, or even 7 with the Sakazuki. 7 with leader is what we're going to do. Vegapunk with 2 cards in hand is just going to let this go. There's no reason to defend it, especially with the Sakazuki and the Doflamingo as threats. We do have enough to play out our 1-drop Lim and use leader effect, which is going to be pretty solid. We're going to be able to restand all, if almost all, probably leaving 1 up. We are going to swing, and they're going to block with this Vegapunk. I would then hold my swings here. This gets the Vegapunk off the board, leaves the Rayquaza in life, and allows us to set up a little bit better of a turn next turn. But we are going to swing again with the Doflamingo. With the knowledge that we have Vegapunk, I think that's probably a mistake there. And it gets even worse because they're going to see Shaka here. They would have still probably seen the Shaka on the Vegapunk that they would play out because it was not the first card. We are deciding between Shaka and Atlas, but I think Shaka is just a far better card here. Grabbing the Shaka, bottom the rest. Really good trigger there. Gets to play out 2 bodies on 1 life. Gonna use 1 to play the Lim, use the leader effect, ramp up to 10, play another Doflamingo, and restand our entire board except for 1 character. And we're deciding which that character is gonna be. We're going to leave the Saka. The Saka is going to be easier to defend than the 1-drop Lim, but I don't know if we need the 1-drop Lim, and I would almost prefer to hold the Saka up rather than keep it rested. Because the 1-drop Lim is not going to be giving us a ton of value in the current state. And another Shaka with our 5-drop Vegapunk. This is just the nuts when it comes to playing Vegapunks. Every Vegapunk has seen a Shaka. Or, no, we whiffed on our first one. But 2 of our 3 Vegapunks have seen a Shaka. That means we're playing 2 blockers. And you're just playing Shaka and getting a 0-cost blocker. Which is essentially what... Oh, but we choose Pythagoras instead of Shaka. I don't quite know why. I'm going to trust the Vegapunk player here on this one. The Pythagoras will be able to get a lot of our targets out of our trash, but I'm not sure it's very important in the current state of the game. Looks like we're going at life with this attack, not at the Sakazuki. Thinking about maybe blocking, I think it's probably better just to take this, get the cards in hand, see what we can do for next turn, because we are likely going to want to try to kill Vegapunk on the next turn. It is a little suspect though. We're gonna go down to 1 life, and he's gonna swing 8. We'll see what happens here. Vegapunk or Lim, sorry, looks like they're setting up to go for lethal on next turn. But Vegapunk is gonna heal this Rayquaza, which means they're gonna have another Vegapunk play and potentially another Shaka. So that's gonna end up being 4 blockers on board and 2 life. So we have to get through 7 times, and although Vegapunk does have 1 card in hand, it is a 2K, so the math gets really hard to get through 7 times. Lim does have a full board in Tendon, so it's very... The potential is high to get through. We're going to double block with the Vegapunk so that when we take this Rayquaza life next, which we're going to do here, we're not going to be replacing characters. just a little bit of extra efficiency, and we see another shotgun. This probably seals the game, no matter what Lim does. We'll have to see how this goes, but even with a Mihawk, the 2 blockers make it almost impossible to get through, and the 2K, it was a brick. I think it gets a little bit better. We are going to spin 2 Dawn on a Gum Gum jump rope, minus 2 Dawn, clear out that Shaka. Feels like a pretty decent turn there. We've got 6 Dawn left. We can swing 6, 7 leader effect with Mihawk, but that doesn't get us through. We're going to go 7, so we can't play the Mihawk. We're saving 2 Dawn. I don't know what we're saving that 2 Dawn for, though. Egghead trigger. Very, very good trigger. Not at the current state of the game. I think Lim is going to realize, yeah, and they're just going to go ahead and concede. They realize they miscounted their Dawn. Big mistake there. Really, really unfortunate misplay. The 2K is shown. These players end up discussing this play. I think the game was sealed when that Vegapunk saw the extra Shaka, but really well played from both players. A tough game for the Lim, especially going second.